Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a new moon for the month of March tarot oracle reading. And Capricorn, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Capricorn, we still all have a little bit of Capricorn in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is it in? That's where this energy will show up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. This is a timely reading, meaning that if you're watching it at this time, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it has been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then, that could have give you a lot more information about your situation now. We're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, and we do have the World. So the World card is talking about the end of a cycle and a new cycle beginning, like a whole new world. This energy is a card from the Major Arcana, and in the Major Arcana, the Fool begins his journey at the 0 point, and then as he goes through the cycle, the very last card is the World card. And so the World card, when this card comes up, it's card number 21. It means, okay, this cycle is over and it's time to begin a new one. Some people go through, several cycles in their lifetime, and other people just barely go through one. It's kind of, so it just depends on who you are and what you're doing and how your life's going. We have the energy of the Ten of Wands in the internal forces position. So internal forces are what you do have control over. Internal forces, you can tell it's an internal force when you're asking questions like, what if I do this? What if they do that? What if I do this and then they do that? That kind of energy, the woulda, shoulda, couldas of life that can catch up on you. And so the Ten of Wands, this person has, the wands represent the element of fire, and they represent planting seeds. They're made of wood. So each of these wands has deep roots representing your ancestors, and then it also has the offshoots or the branches representing your descendants. And so this energy is talking about the seeds that you plant that grow into the tree, the tree, and then are the harvest that you get out of them. So this is the fruits of your labor, and some of these could be really awesome, and others of them might be burdens that you're carrying, and some of these might not even be burdens that belong to you. This person is really having a challenging time getting this load home. Now, hopefully it's absolutely laden with the fruits of his labor, and that's going to be an amazing harvest. But some of these probably are burdens from other people that he's carrying. And so, and maybe doing things in a way that is burdensome. So this card is saying that, he can't see the forest because of the trees. And that means that that saying means that you're working so much on the detail, or so involved in the detail, that you don't see the big picture. He's almost home here, but he can't see that he's almost home. So this is saying, don't give up. There is a better way probably to do something if you think there is. And also, if you're carrying any burdens that don't belong to you, put them down. We have the energy for the internal forces. We have the Chariot. So the Chariot is saying that you're on your divine path. And, when you're on the Chariot, there's no need for reins. It's just, it's like a tank. Tung, 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 tung. It's just going to keep going until you get to where you need to. Because this is following God's plan and what you were put on earth for, basically. And so the Chariot card means that something is on its way. It's already happening in the spiritual realm. So it's going to be manifesting. If it hasn't manifested as of yet on the physical level, it's about to. And then we have the energy of the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands, again, this is the element of fire and action. This person is standing on the edge of change, basically. He is looking into the distant horizon, and there's this water between them, and the ships are sailing by. I know that water looks yellow, but that's just because the sun is shining on it. So this energy is talking like he's standing here and he's thinking, I'm going to hop on one of those ships and sail away. That kind of energy, looking for more adventure, looking to expand your horizons. In matters of business, this could be talking about wanting to take your business to new heights in different ways. It could represent you just really wanting to go on a vacation and travel and see the world, that kind of energy. Sometimes this can represent that you've been in a couple and now you're wanting to move forward as a single person. And we have here the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles represents information coming in. The pages would work for the king and queen when they were younger, like between the age of 7 and 14, they would start working for the king and queen, and they would deliver messages and do small tasks within the court. And each of them has their element, and the element of this page is the pentacle. And pentacles in tarot represent your health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimensional plane. The pentacle energy is more about lifestyle than money, because the coin is a very important part of lifestyle. Having said that, you could have all the coin in the world and not be living the lifestyle that you want to live. So the Page of Pentacles is very focused on this pentacle and how to bring in more pentacles, basically. There's 10 in the tarot. So this is talking about there's some sort of information coming in about pentacles. And in the old days, of course, it would be in person. These days, it still could be in person, but it's more likely to be a letter in the mail, a phone call, a text message, maybe an email, social media. You might see a message there. You might see an event on social media and decide, I'm going to attend. And you go and attend and you run into someone that has exactly the information that you needed to hear. So this energy is also watching the news. It can be hard to watch the news, but even if you watch for 5 minutes, just so that you can see what's going on in the world, because whatever's going on at the top is definitely going to be affecting everybody on the planet below. As above, so below. And then we have this Two of Swords here. So the Two of Swords represents someone who has a closed mind. And you know, right now we're moving into this new moon, and you see there's a new moon here. The new moon that's coming up for us on March 18th is in the sign of Pisces. And it's also, the sun is going to be moving into, like that's the 18th, and the sun is going to be moving into Aries on the 30th, right after the spring equinox. We have there's a lot of planets moving into Aries right now. So it's all about the new. I'm going to tell you about this moon, and then I'll talk about this Aries energy and how it's affecting everybody. So this new moon in Pisces is talking about, it's about being able to use your visionary skills and your creativity and your ability to have an open mind. Like an open mind is your very best friend in this energy. And you know, we can feel the effects of the new moon about 3 days before and 3 days after. And so we're well within that range right now. This is also a really good time to commit to personal goals, and also to, you know, understand that the world is, we live in a perfectly imperfect world. You may have noticed that lately. So this energy is talking about being able to accept small imperfections in other people and in ourselves. That, you know, if things don't go perfectly as the way you think they should, that you have an open mind. The biggest asset you can have right now in this energy with this new moon coming in is to have an open mind. Now, this energy about Aries, I've done readings on it's on the same playlist as this, about the two eclipses that we've had. We had one on the 17th of February and we had one on the 3rd of March. So I go into greater detail for each of the signs regarding those. Right now I want to focus on moving, like the upcoming energy from that. But it's important to recognize because there's a lot of energy. So just briefly, the Aries energy, we had Neptune, which had been in the sign of Pisces for 14 years, moved into Aries in the last 2 weeks or so. And this energy for 14 years, it's been in Pisces, and it's about idealism. And Neptune is a very big planet, so it has a pull on us. And so, you know, the old idealistic ways of looking at things like, oh, it'll just work out, and people are, you know, the way you approach people and business, etc., that is going to change. It already has, boom, because what happened is Neptune moved into Aries, and now will be in Aries for the next 14 years. So everything you learned about how to do business, how to approach people, how to look at life in the Neptune from the idealistic point of view, with Neptune is now changed, because now we're in Aries, and Neptune, Pisces is like the senior executive of the horoscope. It's the very last sign. It's a water energy, you know, a lot more emotional. Aries is the first sign in the zodiac. It's the baby of the zodiac, the infant coming in and having to learn everything new. And you know how babies are, they're like sponges, and they you know, think about what a newborn baby learns just in the first year alone. It's that kind of energy. Like you have to have an open mind and look at, okay, I'm going to do things differently than I have for the last 14 years of my life. And then we also had Saturn join Neptune just around, you know, about a week later. And that energy is, Saturn is very deep energy. The Saturn energy is your ruling sign. So you're going to really feel this. And this is about how you, like the deepest parts of yourself, like how you really feel deep inside about life, and being responsible, and like, you know, it's income tax season, pay your bills and make sure that your books are in order, and make sure that your family's good, and make sure you know, show up on time, and that kind of energy. So it's like being really super responsible. And then we also had Venus join them on the 6th of March, and Venus is in charge of love. Venus moved into Aries, and so in matters of love, it's kind of, and people that you love, it's less of a dreamy, idealistic, oh, it'll work out, and giving everybody a second chance, and it's okay, I understand. It's more like, get your shit together. That's how it's being really assertive and understanding, this is what I expect, and I want, or, you know, if I'm going to be putting the work in, I want you to be putting the work in as well. So it's way more assertive. And so all these planets are moving into Aries right now, and it's affecting the way people are. And we can see that, you know, Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars is a much more aggressive planet than some of the other planets around. So if you've been feeling a little bit that way, it could be that. So the last place you want to be right now is in this energy, because it won't benefit you with this new moon coming in, having a closed mind. This is like my way or the highway. There's only two ways to solve a problem. We're not able to find any creative solutions. When you look at this person's body language, they have their feet turned out and they're leaking energy. So this is exhausting. And they're protecting their heart. They have both their arms crossed over their heart, and they don't want to be vulnerable. They've got a blindfold on, so they can't really see. And they're not, you know, that solution other than this or that. And you can notice the right hand is pushing back on the left arm, like the right arm is pushing back on the left arm. And that is representing that wanting your logic to rule over your intuition. And it needs to be the other way around in this case. This person, there's a saying, because you have eyes you cannot see. And a lot of people will say, well, when I see it, I'll believe it. But the problem is, when you are seeing things with the human eye, you're only seeing about 5% of the light spectrum. And so there's a lot missing that you're seeing anyway in any given situation. Whereas sometimes you need to go inward and use your third eye and use your intuition. Add that to the logic, and then you have creative solutions. And there's always many solutions to any problem. There's never only two ways to do anything. Okay, so we have the Temperance card coming in. So Temperance is talking about the energy. A lot of people feel that this is like the earth angel energy. In the Bible it says there's 144,000 angels that have been sent down to earth in human form, and they are doing God's work to even out the odds a little bit. And this is talking about your path of glory and staying on it. She's got her right foot in the water, and this is talking about adding her special alchemy to the universal water and engaging with the university, and then bringing that energy down to earth. And you notice where her left foot is grounded on the earth here, there's already flowers blooming here. And so this energy is talking about Temperance is having the patience to be on your destined journey. Sometimes on your destined journey, it seems like other people who take shortcuts seem to be doing better. But in the end, it always works out better to have the patience to stay on your path and not give in to temptation, basically. We do have a Knight of Cups coming in. So the pages, when they start growing up, if they're still in a position to at the palace, then they might have the option of being a knight if they can, if they are able to afford a horse, basically. And they might be put up for knighthood. The knights would travel far and wide, and this would be like outside the palace walls, and they would quite often defend the kingdom. And they would travel giving communication. Now, the Knight of Cups is the knight in shining armor that you read about, that in all the romantic novels and in the movies, that the knight in shining armor is delivering a cup of love. So quite often in the tarot, the cups represent romantic love. They can represent love of other people that you have, or your pets, or it can be love of something you love to do or something that you love to be. And this energy is coming in. Sometimes this represents an apology, and sometimes it represents an offer, a proposal, or to do with love, like romantic love, asking someone out. If you've been asking someone out, it might represent them wanting to propose a stronger commitment, such as marriage. And the thing I wanted to bring up here is also that there's a horse here. And so the energy remember I said there was the 2 eclipses, and the new moon on the 17th of February was the first. And that on that same day we had the first day of the Chinese New Year. We moved from the year of the snake into the year of the fiery horse energy. So this is having quite an effect on people as well. The year of the fiery horse energy ends in February 6th, I think, of 2027, close to that date. And so this energy, the fiery horse energy, is, very free-spirited. It wants you to set high goals and achieve them. It's in matters of love, it's very heartfelt, very passionate. And the danger of this energy is, being really impulsive, like being impulsive energy, and being like hot-tempered, or, don't be going on getting pissed off at something you see online and then going on and tweeting all over the place and then finding out, oh, it was AI generated. It's that kind of energy. So the year of the fiery horse, you don't want to be impulsive. If you've ever seen a horse get spooked and run, or ever ridden one that's done it, it's very dangerous, because the horse runs, gets the bit in its teeth, and you can't control it then, and it takes off and it goes for a run. And it can go for miles in the wrong direction, and it's not watching where it's going, and all you can do really at that point is hold on for dear life, basically, until it finally gets tired and comes to a stop. And so that's the kind of impulsive energy right now is not the way to go, and being all emotional and acting upon your emotions, and you'll probably regret it pretty quick after. Also, there's the danger of making your goals so high that it would be next to impossible for you to achieve it in the time that you're allotting. yourself to get it done. And so this can really lead to serious burnout. And if you get burnt out, you're not going to cross the finish line. So we're going to just take a look at these internal forces. This is how you're seeing yourself now, that you're on your path and you're unstoppable. This is talking about abundance and self-worth. So this is saying perhaps you are wanting to expand your business or expand your life in some way. Sometimes this could be being a couple and letting go of being a single person. But more often I find that this sometimes represents someone that has whatever has happened in your relationship, that now you're single and wanting to move forward as a single person. And this is communication from early life. So the Page of Pentacles, it's saying that you were taught the values of money and probably came from a family that understood how to make money, and then also how to have a good lifestyle. So being in a probably educated and that kind of energy to become to be able to use your skills to improve your lifestyle at all, just keep working at it until you have the lifestyle you want. And the home and family and emotional foundation. So you might have felt like you were not seen as a child a lot of the time, and it kind of created this habit of maybe going inward and being kind of closed off to solutions from the people around you. And that could be for good reason, but it's not. As an adult, it would be better for you to keep a more open mind to what the people around you are saying. Doesn't mean you have to necessarily do what they say that they would do or what they think you should do, but you could listen to it and maybe learn something from it. And then we have the creativity, romance, and children. So this is talking about this energy of being patient. And so you might be, in a situation, because this cup of love is coming in, you might be in a situation where maybe you've been single for a long time and you've just kind of put love on the back burner and patiently kind of not even that caring that much about it at this point. Maybe you've been through something that's caused that, but this is saying that there's an opportunity for love coming in, or at least doing something that you really love to do. So just keep an open mind to it and see what happens, basically, because there's some sort of ending of a cycle here. So we're going to take a look now at the external forces and see what's going on with the external forces. The external forces are when you're laying in bed, instead of saying what if, you're saying what the EF. So those are external forces. That's when you're like, what happened here? So the external forces are outside of you, and they are, you can't control what other people say and do, and you can't really control the economy as one person in the big picture here. You can't control a lot of different aspects of life. But the thing that you can do is control your reaction or your response to the energy, so that you're strong in the way that you deal with it. And so the external forces are looking actually pretty darn good. There's all these possibilities coming in. So these possibilities are, all of these cups have a different gift in them. There's 7 of them. And you're like a black hole here, sucking in all these opportunities that are being presented for you. You're on your destined path, and these were destined to be on your path for you, so that you would be able to came here do what you came here to do. And so if you're like a black hole, you're the center of your universe, so you have to put your own spin on these. You have to choose which ones you would want to implement, accept right away. And they all have different gifts. And the thing is about these opportunities, generally a lot of them are going to be disguised as challenges. So the universe wants to see action from us participating and putting our own spin on this gift. So you have the right to choose them in the order that you want, and apply yourself to one at a time, or more than one if that's what you feel you want to do. So this is talking about the opportunity is here, but you're going to have to put your energy into it. I apologize if there's a little bit of noise in the background. I've had a lot of construction in the last 2 weeks. They're ripping down houses and building a building, a large building. So it's going to be that. It's really thrown me off schedule. So I apologize also if you've been, normally I do my best to get these out in the morning. But the noise was just too much. My noise canceling mic can only do so much. But I think that actually was just my dishwasher. Sorry, I thought the cycle was done. Hopefully you didn't hear too much of that. My mic is pretty good, I have to say. So the Ace of Wands is a new passion for discovery coming in. This is a gift from the universe and from God saying, hey, you deserve to. You've been on your path and you've been diligent. And what you need is kind of like some more passion for life again, and being able to really feel that energy. And this passion card is coming in your position of commitments, partnerships, and marriage. So perhaps this new lover coming in is going to supply you with that. So that's pretty awesome. And you have all these possibilities available at the same time. And then we have communication coming in from the Knight of Swords. So you see the difference in the energy between the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Swords. This is how you don't want to be in the year of the fiery horse energy. Then the Knight of Swords is coming in and he has information, but the information is we can only see half his sword, and we can't see the point of it. And so maybe he can't either. And he's got a red flag on the back of his helmet here. And he is really, he looks anxious. Look at his horse, how anxious his horse looks. And he's running against the wind through barren land, coming in with this information. He's either running from something or he's running to something. So we'll see what this is about. And this is some sort of information coming in regarding a situation that you have here. I feel like it's regarding this situation here that needs to be resolved. And I feel like once this is resolved, then things are going to start falling more into place. So this is possibly information about this energy. And this is a card, it's in the position of transition for you. So the transition, that means there's going to be some change once you get this information. You'll maybe finally have the information you need. Right now we're in Mercury retrograde. Mercury went into the planet Mercury went into retrograde on the 26th of February, and it will be retrograde until the 20th of March. So Mercury in retrograde is infamous for causing communication breakdowns, misunderstandings, half-baked information. This is sometimes represents someone like a fool rushing in kind of energy, in that, being impulsive kind of with hey, I've got to tell you something, you need to know this. And then it turns out to be AI, like I said. So the Mercury energy is also, it tends to bring people from our past in. And so if we have anything unresolved with people from our past, sure enough, they're going to show up during a Mercury retrograde. And this is an opportunity for us to really take a look at what happened and what we could have done differently, what they could have done differently. And it's not necessarily a time to take them back. Depends on how you're feeling about it, but you would know better. But people have a tendency to show you who they are the first time around. So this energy is talking about a transition happening, though, from this information coming in. And then we have the star. So the star is talking about you're on your North Star. The North Star represents your destined path. These 7 stars represent the Pleiades. And very similar to this card here, this person is dipping her foot into the universal waters, adding her own unique qualities, and then taking that and mixing it up and pouring that onto earth. And notice there's 5 streams coming here. And the 5 streams represent the 5 points on the pentacle. So this is about bringing your thoughts and your energy down to the, mixing it in the universal pool and bringing it into the earth so that you have a better lifestyle. And as well, you also are improving the world for everybody else. And so this energy, the star, it's interesting, scientists have discovered that stars are actually made up of a large percentage of water, just as human beings are. So, you are a star. You're stardust. In case you didn't know you're a star, now you do. And this is saying you have your own special qualities. You're not insignificant. Even though this is in the external forces, it's saying you may feel like, what can one individual do? Well, for one thing, you can just be the best version of yourself. And then you'll be one less problem for the rest of the universe to deal with, which these days is quite a feat. And look at this, information is coming to the star from the passion, the new passion coming in. So there could be some sort of energy like that coming towards you very soon. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles, she's sitting on her throne and she's known for being very resourceful. So she she can make something out of nothing very easily. This card represents generational wealth, someone like a legacy to leave to your children and your grandchildren, to be passed down through the generations. And this is talking about the Queen likes quality over quantity. So this is representing old money. Old money, they don't flash it around like people with new money, all the designer, this and that, and shopping. And the Queen of Pentacles is very steady. And the Capricorn energy is all about the pentacles. And Capricorn is the most responsible, most mature version of the pentacle energy. And so it's about the earth. And one of the things that it could represent, and it's just coming into my mind here, is land and land ownership, that kind of energy. So there's this energy is coming in your career, reputation, that kind of energy. So the Queen of Pentacles is someone that is admired for, as I said, being resourceful, but also being a steady person. That's someone that you can rely on, that doesn't make, impulsive moves or that kind of energy. So this, we'll see what this is about here. We have the Strength card coming in. The Strength card is representing this young woman is reaching into this lion's mouth, and this is a mature lion, yet he's being very submissive. And that's because this red lion represents her fears, and that she's facing them and she's determined to face them so she can reach infinite potential to the power of infinity and beyond. Quite often this can represent someone who is facing childhood fears, or their inner child needs to be healed. And I feel like it has something to do with this energy here. So there might be some sort of, being that you're Capricorn and you're about Pentacles, this could represent maybe some information coming in from your family energy. Could be inheritance or something like that you don't know about. I don't know, it's something. And there might be some energy attached to this that you don't know about, but I feel like this is, this is when the transition happens, when this and when this information comes in. And it might be like, sometimes the truth can be difficult to hear. It could be, something that it's challenging to hear, but it also at the same time has a lot of potential if you face it, and you face the fears around it. That sometimes this can be, the word commitment is coming up. The glyph for the energy of the Capricorn energy is a sea goat. It's a mountain goat on the front end, and on the back end it's got a big dolphin tail. But it's the Capricorn energy represents a mountain goat climbing that mountain and taking consistent steps of action and very disciplined to get to their goal. Even with the fishtail on the end, they make it up that mountain, and if they fall down, they pick themselves up and get back up again. And it's talking about being really responsible with, you know, that pentacle energy. So let's see what else we have here for the last position. Okay, so this is talking about whatever is happening here. These wands are representing something that's been launched already. So it's already on the way, and it's coming in fast with this Chariot energy here. Sometimes this can actually represent, this card is conception, like it's already happened, it's on the way in the spiritual realm, so it's coming into the physical. And this energy can represent sometimes even conception of a baby. And so, you know, if that's something that maybe you've been concerned about, that could be an energy coming in. Maybe you've been wanting to have a baby and haven't really. This energy could represent that kind of energy of moving either from being a couple to single, or single to a couple. So, you know, you would know better about that. I'm going to clarify this for people who want it clarified. If you feel like, no, I have the answers I need from this, and you're leaving off now, thank you for your time and energy. Please do give it a like and comment. Consider subscribing. You're more than welcome, and it would be an honor to me if you did so. And we're going to, for the rest of you who would like to have this clarified further, we're going to use my oracle, Tales from the Vector. And Tales from the Vector is something I started in 2007. I completed all 64 paintings in 2020, and now I'm working on bringing it out and working on the information that goes with it. As I said, I started it quite some time ago. I've had this at my seminars when I taught seminars in the past, and at psychic fairs, etc. But I didn't have the entire thing done. And so now all the paintings are done, and I'm getting ready. And as you may have noticed, I have, as I said, a lot of written information. I have a website, talesfromthevector.com. All the information will be in the description box below. And the numbers on the cards here represent how the paintings are in the order they are in the gallery on my website. So you can check them out. Sometimes, you know, they say a picture paints 1,000 words. This is from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. So we're going to begin here with the first card. We have the Hanged Man, representing the energy for the world, like clarifying that. So the Hanged Man is would normally hang from the Tree of Knowledge upside down. And he's hanging from the Tree of Knowledge because he wants to look at, he's upside down because he wants to see the issue or the problem from all angles, which is the perfect energy to be in for this right now. And the Hangman is about balance. And in my oracle, this is a real pretty dragonfly, and she's got her tail in the air, and she's like doing a handstand, and she's on an echinacea flower. So an echinacea flowers are about healing energy, healing the heart energy. So if, you know, you've been through something here, it just appears like, really, it appears like you're in a pretty good position all the way around, but there is something bothering you here. And so we have judgment coming in from the God himself, basically. This is unfettered. This is judgment coming in from the cosmic level, and also from God, that you are, whatever burdens you're carrying that don't belong to you, you can put them down because they don't belong to you. And this can represent that really the universe is waiting for you to put them down so that you don't get the shrapnel from the karma that the people will receive that you're carrying them for. And so this energy, we also have attachment. So attachment is one of the karmic spaces that humans easily fall into. It's actually the mother of all of them. Because when you become attached to something, sometimes you'll do anything to hang on to it. And it's kind of an energy where you can really be attached to a certain idea or the way something has to happen. And it, because you're so attached to it being done in a certain way, it causes you to lose a lot of opportunities. Because like, oh, that's not how I want it to happen, and it's things happen the way God wants them to happen. It's, you know, it's that this is talking about being on God's plan and letting go of attachments to how it's going to play out. It's more about knowing that you want to get there kind of energy. And we have Aquarius, so that first new moon in that was on the day of the Chinese New Year, when the year of the fiery horse energy came in, and it was also, the moon was in Aquarius, and the energy for Aquarius is about looking after the needs of the whole, and that was opposed by the energy of Leo, and that Leo energy is more about, hey, what about me? I need to express myself in my own way, and I have my own needs that I have to look after. How can I be a leader if I'm not strong within myself? So it's been kind of a back and forth a little bit. The Aquarius energy is suggesting an energy of experimentation. So observing, what's going on in your life, and just recognizing, hey, when I did that, it didn't turn out so great. So I'm not going to repeat that. I'm not going to do that again. But this other thing turned out awesome, so I'm going to double up on that energy. And so this is about observation of your experiment, and then moving, taking those consistent steps of action towards what works for you, and just releasing what doesn't. And when the horoscope signs coming in on my general collective readings here for the signs, I am not talking about, oh, it was an Aquarius that did this. It could be, because the readings can be very accurate that way, but you would have to use your judgment if that's true in your situation. I just want you to know that's not my intention. My intention is we have a little bit of every sign in all of us, and we can learn from this energy. We can learn a lot from other people's signs, and adapt our energy accordingly. If you have your birth chart done, you can tell which house is influenced the most by each of the different signs. So we have the Tower energy coming in. The Tower is basically a reality check, and that is sitting on this Pentacles, and that's the energy. I feel like whatever is happening here, it's got something to do with Pentacles that maybe are coming in for you that you didn't know about. It could be some sort of money that went missing somewhere, or that kind of energy, and there's a reality check over whoever's been holding that back, that you are now going to hear about it and be able to move forward with it. Yeah, justice is coming in. So again, remember what I said about the karma. Like, you want to make sure you get out of the way. Let go of people, places, and situations that are not, that you have clearly seen, hey, this isn't working out very well. Why hang on to that energy if it's not going to benefit you? And then we have a tactic coming in, and these are tactics that we use on ourselves and on others, and that the government has used on people. And we can see this in the world news right now, with all the elite out there, with all the files coming in, and now we have a war with Iran, and just how the energy, of tactics being used on each other, how it usually is, not the most pleasant energy. And we have dissemination here. So dissemination is talking about, this is one of the tactics where basically there's an elephant in the room, but you don't want to see it, so you don't. It's that kind of energy. So then the reality check has to come. Boom. And this reality check might be for something to do with the people who know about this pentacle energy. There's something going on here. We do have Mother's Worry. So the Mother's Worry has been coming in a lot in the cards. This is one of the major, you have your usual suspects of why things might not be going that well. Sometimes it could be astrological influences or whatever, but some karmic situations, whatever. But, the Mother's Worry card is talking about, a mother has the biggest influence. If a mother is worried about her child and worries, which a lot of women are taught to do and mothers are taught to do, it's one of the most weakening things you can do for a child is worry. Because if you can't see a brilliant future for your child, who's going to? Having said that, there's a lot, especially with this war energy right now, there's a lot of people really worried about what's going on the planet right now. And it seems like every day it's the files between that and the files and everything else, it's escalating, and everybody's world is being disrupted by, this energy. Just in the last few days, the price of oil and gas just went through the roof because of the war. And so this is, an energy that everybody on the planet is dealing with at this time. Some more than others, of course. We have the Hierophant, so this is about traditional structure. And so this is talking, sometimes you have to think outside the box and not be using traditional structure, but the Hierophant is coming in, and it could be saying that you were meant to have these possibilities, and now you're getting them, and the Hierophant is responsible for bringing justice into the third dimensional world. So the Hierophant has it could be, it's at first the justice happens on the spiritual realm and it comes down to the physical. So the Hierophant could represent a religious figure, or if you're more spiritual, just going straight to the source, to God and the universe for source energy to understand what answers to your problems. And then that comes down to traditional structure on the planet. And we're talking about the legalities and the legal system. So this could be saying that whatever this information is coming in, I feel it has to do with Pentacles, and that it's going to open up your ability to be able to really take advantage of these possibilities. We have the Magician, so this is an energetic upgrade coming in. This is commitments, partnerships, and your romantic life as well. So there could be some sort of energy like that coming in. And we have the Chariot being reinforced. So we have the Chariot twice here. Again, it's talking about this energy coming in. This transition happens where you get back on your path, basically, and you have what you need to go on your journey. And, the next card up is the Star energy. And the Star energy that is your North Node. And on I mentioned that Mercury is in retrograde, and comes out of retrograde on the 20th of March. And basically, I just realized that's also on the equinox, basically. And so that energy is talking about, on the equinox, it's the balance between day and night the day and night are the same length. And so there's more light in the world now than there was before. So it's kind of interesting. And the North Node energy is going to join Mercury, and the North Node energy will be together on the 23rd, and they will also be with Mars. So this energy is, and it's only for a short period of time, but there might be some real clarity coming in, like around the 23rd of March. So just kind of keep an eye out for that. We have the Star energy here. So this is about the third eye energy, which we were talking about down here. So making sure that you use your insight as well as your logic to come to solutions that would be productive. There's this energy here there's something about you, jealousy, and this is sibling rivalry. So I don't know, it feels like there's some money somewhere maybe that you're missing out on, and you maybe don't know about it, or maybe you do, but it's like other people in your family are jealous. And so it's kind of interesting, because if you're all in the same family, why is it an issue? And so that's what there's some sort of information that you have about your early life, I feel, that is inaccurate. And so then we have Pride. So all or nothing, hear me, Roy. And this is persuasion. I have a little cat on my lap right now purring away. The cat's purr is very, raises the vibration to a high level, so that the frequency is very healing. And so, they say pride before the fall. This is another karmic space. So it's kind of an energy of, this is a really good time of being able to go inward and, not having to say, well, no, my life is perfect. And I don't need to go inward and face fears. There's something there that you don't know about, or something, that's bothering you coming in. and we have the Aries energy. So this is again talking about all these planets moving into Aries, and really all this new energy coming in. And it's actually 1:11 on my clock here as I or on the timer actually. And so like this energy is talking about portals opening up for you, this new energy coming in. So as long as you embrace the energy of the new and don't fight the change, you're probably going to find things moving forward in a really constructive way. This is one of the best readings for sure. The first 6 or 7 readings all had the devil in them, and then they started shifting a little bit. So I do hope you've enjoyed this, Capricorn. Please do give it a like and comment. Consider subscribing if you resonate. I would be honored if you did so. And I will be back. The next reading will be for the end of March. So bye for now, Capricorn. Sorry, little kitty, I have to wake you up. Yeah, oh.